and welcome to Keep Calm and Craft On. In today's video, I'm going to share with you all the details about how I laser engrave on slate using my Glowforge. Now, this slate cutting board that I'll be making with you today makes a beautiful decor piece for a kitchen. They make great gifts, wedding gifts, housewarming gifts, realtor closing gifts, and of course you can engrave anything that you want. The design possibilities are endless for this. I'm Stephanie, and I've been running an online handmade business, ILYB Designs, since 2014. Now, I don't know about you, but I have a little bit of crafter's ADD, so if you take a look at my website, you'll see I make a variety of different types of custom items. So I created this channel so I can share with you my crafty tips and tricks and provide you with inspiration for projects you can complete at home. So come craft with me. And as always, consider subscribing to my channel and like and comment on a video when you see something you like. Now, let's get on with today's video. I'm going to be engraving on this slate cutting board that I purchased from JDS Industries. Now, if you've watched any of my other Glowforge tutorials, you know I'm a big fan of this company. I am not affiliated with them in any way. I just love their products. They are great quality. They have a great selection of laserable products. And the best part to me is they come just ready to stick in the laser and get going on your project. So I love that. Now, one of the easiest tricks that I have when I'm using my Glowforge and I want to get my designs on straight is I just make sure that I line my material up with the straight edge of the machine. So in this case, I'm able to line up the cutting board so that the straight edge of the bottom of it is touching and straight up against the door of the Glowforge. That's going to ensure that when I put my design in the Glowforge interface, that it is going to be perfectly straight. If I was to just set the cutting board somewhere in the middle of the crumb tray, there's a chance that I don't lay it down exactly straight, and then my engraving would be crooked, and who wants that? So simply line up your product along the straight edge of your machine, and that's going to give you a straight engrave. So I've already brought my SVG into the Glowforge interface, and I'm just going to show you real quick how I set this up before I start lasering. So here's my design, and as you can see, the black slate is a little bit hard to see with the camera because it blends in against the black background, but it's okay. Sometimes you end up having to zoom in a little bit as you're placing your design. But let me show you the settings I used. Over here, since I'm not using proof grade material and I have engraved on slate before, I have saved right here my settings. So let me show you what I use when I'm engraving on slate. I use 900 speed and 50 power and 270 lines per inch. I have increased that before, but then I experimented and I realized 270 seems to be fine. I haven't really gone any lower than that, but I like the quality I'm getting with 270, so I've been keeping it at that. So if you want to save your own setting, you just go up here to this little save button and save it. Actually, you might have to add it first. Yeah, if it's a new setting for you, you would hit the plus sign, and then it'll give you a place where you can name your setting. So I just named it for slate because this should work for all slate. But if I was to make any adjustments to these settings, so like let's say I wanted to adjust this to 340 instead of 370, I could change it and then hit the little save button. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to leave it how I had it. So it's there for the next time I do slate. Okay, so I've got my design and I am going to zoom out a little bit so that I can kind of see the outline of my slate. Now, some people may put something down on the crumb tray so that you can see this better, but I can kind of see the sides here, and that's all I need to see. So I'm going to highlight this, and actually, nope, forgot a step. Let's go up here to the three little dots and set the focus first. So I'm just going to click in the middle of the slate, and then the Glowforge is going to do its magic and it's going to adjust the laser height just perfect for me. And this was just the right height. I did not have to remove the crumb tray. It could stay in there. It's getting close to the limit, but it works just like this. So I can see over here that Glowforge is focusing. So I'm just going to give it a minute. Now it says it's ready. So now I'm not sure if you can see, but before I set focus, this looked like the design was perfectly centered, but now it's way over here near the edge. Here's the edge of my slate. So I'm just going to highlight all of it and move it over a little bit. You can either move it with your mouse or you can use the arrows if you just want to move it slightly. And I really just eyeball it. If you wanted to get really specific, you could mark on your slate with either like some painter's tape or masking tape, something to mark exactly where the center of your slate would be. But for many things, I just eyeball it. Some things I get more specific, but this I'm just going to eyeball. So I know that my design is going to be straight since I lined up the slate on the straight edge of the Glowforge. So all I'm looking at are the two sides and trying to see that I have about an equal distance on each side. And I think that looks pretty good. I'm going to just use the arrow and move it one notch over. Yep. No, I'm going to move it back. See, sometimes I get really a little anal, I guess, about that. But anyway, I think that that is good. So now I am ready to hit print, and it's going to show me how long this is going to take to engrave. Engraving does take a little bit of time, but I think it is so worth it. So here we go, 18 minutes, 53 seconds for this to engrave. So I'm going to head over to the Glowforge and hit that magic glowing button and start engraving. Here is the finished product. Look at the perfect precision engrave that this does on the slate. Now, I know it's called an engrave, but it actually does not put any indentions in the slate. I don't know what magic it does. I don't understand the science of it, but it's just a flat surface. This is permanent on the slate, and it can be washed and everything, and it's not coming off. So that is it for this Glowforge tutorial. I hope you enjoyed learning how to laser engrave on slate. There are many different slate products that you can use. I know a lot of people do coasters. There are these awesome cutting boards, all sorts of things that you can laser engrave that are slate. If you enjoyed this video, as always, please give it a big thumbs up. It really helps me out. And leave me a comment below and let me know what you think of this. And remember, if you're not the DIYer or you don't have a laser and you can't do this project on your own, I also have these slate cutting boards available for sale in my shop. So I will leave a link in the description box below in case you want to purchase one of these. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I can't wait to see you in my next video.